so it's official, or unofficial, or unofficially official, announced today by, I believe, XDA, that the Google Pixel Fold has been canceled. Whether you believe there was one or not anyway, this has been a hot topic in the rumor mill for about a year. You know, sometimes the tech cycles, they pick up something and they believe because they talk about it that something's going to happen. We have these rumored devices that they come and go. Not so much as we used to, but looking at the framework, looking at what Google is trying to do with the Pixel, I don't really think that the Pixel Fold made a lot of sense right now, especially with their redesign, trying to push the 6 and the 6 Pro. Maybe it could have come out later, but with the timing, with the shortage of components, they already can't get the Pixel 6 and the 6 Pro out on shelves, especially the Pro. They're very, very limited. They're very, very hard to get. I looked like maybe a week or two ago, and they were pushed out till like January. So it doesn't surprise me at all that this has been tabled. Now, is it tabled indefinitely? Was it ever there in the first place? Or is it something that's tabled and gone and completely canceled? We don't know because it was never announced. And there have been so many people for so long saying, what about the Pixel Fold? What about the Pixel Fold? Should I wait for it? The answer was always no for me because you don't wait for a mythical phone. But it puts things in a perspective that very interesting because it leaves Samsung, well, they weren't there in the first place, Google wasn't, but in this world, we still only have one manufacturer that's making real foldable phones. I mean, yes, Huawei and Xiaomi make theirs, but they're not here in the US. Largely, the biggest amount of sales in foldable phones is in the US, at least to my knowledge. And then you've got the flip phone with the Z Flip 3, you've got the folding phone, the real foldable, well, they're both foldables, but you've got the big guy, the Fold 3. There's nothing in the US that's competing with it. Apple doesn't have it in their framework for years at least. I think somebody had said that they weren't even going to look at it till like 2024. I don't know if companies don't take this space seriously or if they just can't compete on the scale that Samsung can, because Samsung has the manufacturing, they have the panels, they have everything. Samsung's the one making these screens. Likely, even if this Pixel Fold were to come to fruition, it would be using a Samsung screen. It's really hard to try and compete with the guys who are already making it and selling you the components when you can't also sell your own phones. Like historically, you look at the market share, look at the Pixels over the last couple of years. Google's not selling a whole lot of devices. Hopefully that's going to change. Hopefully the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro get a jump start on that and they become more widely available because I think they're good phones. And I think people are going to miss out if they don't get some. But when you look at the foldable market, it's in its toddler stages at best. I mean, very, very infantile. We're only in the third generation. We have the Fold 2, now we got the Fold 3. And arguably the Fold 2 and Fold 3 have been very complete phones. So looking at this space, it's very interesting to me that somebody else has an internet. Like Motorola's not there. They've got the Razr at least, which that's like what, coming up on a year and a half old now. They need to get their button gear and make another one. But looking forward, it's Samsung, and they're going to run the gamut here. They're just going to keep running through and making more of these phones, and it wouldn't surprise me. You know how Samsung is. They make everything. They're like, oh, 5 people want that? Make a device, John. It's like you got a Pixel A series, an M series, an S series. There are so many different series of Samsung phones at different price points. I wouldn't be surprised if we have 3 foldables going into this next year, and if they don't start working on a more budget model. So I like it. I like having these foldable phones. I like that they do this. I like the additional benefits that you get from them. I think they're fantastic. But I do worry about the space because where are we going to get somebody else that's going to come in and make this stuff? Like, people generally like the foldable concept. They really like the flip concept. I think this one has sold really well, especially the Z Flip 3. So I want to see more people enter this space. I want to see Apple enter this space. I was hoping that Google would. But right now, it's Samsung's game, and they're primed to have the most success here. One, they're already making them. 2, they're like the biggest global Android maker there is as far as at least mass adoption. You look at the US, and we're buying tons of these things. You look elsewhere, I mean, like Xiaomi, I think, is number 2 globally, but Xiaomi makes like 8 million devices compared to Samsung. Anyway, so that's a tangent. Yeah, I think that we're going to see next year as things start to scale back up, I think we're going to see Samsung just push like full court press, even more so than they already are with these foldables. That right there alone hopefully will drive some more innovation. Yeah, I feel like, yes, these were innovative enough with the Fold 3 and from the Fold 2 and also the Flip 3 from the Flip 2. I think there's more there, and I was hoping somebody else would kind of give them a little nudge to make them continue pushing the envelope, because what happens when you have heir apparents where they're the only one occupying the space, the only one doing something, they get lazy and they go, well, we're the only one making it, so we'll just give you what we want to at the price we want to give it to you. Competition drives innovation, it drives competition, it drives price. It's good to have that stuff. It's good to have 2 or 3, 4 players in the same space doing the same thing, because you get a variety, you get options, and that's what we need. And that's dwindling very quickly in the regular slab space. So I don't want just Samsung making foldable phones. I like that they're making them, but you look what they already did to TCL. TCL had a flip phone that they were going to put out. They decided, I guess it's just not going to sell well enough against the Samsung. We can't get the margins down low enough, and there's not enough availability for components. So even they gave up. So TCL was working on a really cool flip phone, and it got all the way to where it was ready for production, and then dead. Took it out of the market. So no TCL flip phone, no Pixel Fold. Not a whole lot there, guys. So concerning. At the same time, I like what Samsung's doing. They're making some really good stuff. I don't have any complaints about that, but we'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on this going into 2022. 2021 has been terrible when it comes to inventory, when it comes to supply chain, when it comes to getting these things out. Yeah, phones are still getting made, but inventory is very, very, very low. There's like a hard time finding anything, really. So we'll see what happens. I'm glad that we are still getting new phones, though, but it's definitely had a squeeze, had an impact, had a problem causing effect on the market. So we'll see moving forward, but that's all I got in this video. Just some food for thought. I thought it was interesting to hear the news that it was canceled, but also at the same time, you look at what Samsung's doing, and Samsung, they are the king of foldables, and they will be for a very, very long, long time to come, because even if a new challenger arises, Samsung's got a 3 to 4 year head start on them, and it's just getting that gap is getting wider and wider by the day, by the minute. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully Samsung keeps giving us great stuff, but I fully expect 2022 to be a big year for foldables for those guys, and hopefully somebody else can step up and put them to task. So that's all I've got in this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those down in the comment section. I'll get back with you. I love to talk about this stuff. Head down there and we'll have some discussion. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.